Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Perpetual Care Fund is a reserve account, and it's established through state statute for a cemetery to guarantee the deed holders of property and lots within that cemetery that there will be perpetual care for their loved ones and for themselves into the future. The city of Ironwood has bound itself to this trust. So perpetual care funds are established and funded through payments of a specific charge, which the city of Ironwood does. The obvious benefit of a perpetual care fund is that the city will forever have a source of income to expend for the care and maintenance of the cemetery. Also, a very important principle. The principle in the perpetual care fund remains out of the reach of city commissioners looking for money, because it is a reserve fund that can only be used for a cemetery. Period. That's why it was established. That's why people paid $125 or $150 for every lot, is because the city of Ironwood has guaranteed them that their lots are going to be taken care of in the future. Now, the city of Ironwood's ordinance has been established. And yes, somebody mentioned that the fund was raided once before. That's true. They had to put the money back in. Established by ordinance, fees are collected. This is what's in our ordinance right now. Deed holders are guaranteed perpetual care. A separate fund is established. All fees goes into the fund. There is a minimum, $500,000 minimum has to be in there before you can start taking the interest off of it. It is not a surplus fund. The city cannot deduct these monies annually that can be used for the current years of operation for the city. These funds are invested. Who's the investment fiduciary? Anybody know? You are. You invest the money. By ordinance, you are charged with investing this fund every year. You should review it. And if you're getting 0.5%, by God, you should be looking for something else to guarantee some more money for that fund. Only interest can be used by the fund to pay expenses of the cemetery. That's our ordinance. That's the lifeblood of the cemetery. Now, what you're proposing, now this fund, you're changing section 8.9 or 9.8, excuse me. The fund will become part of the general fund. All monies collected from perpetual care will go into the fund. Income and expenses chargeable thereto will be considered by the officials of the city as surplus fund, as a surplus fund. Not a surplus fund, but now it is a surplus fund. And can be deducted by the city commission in determining the amount of money which will be necessary to be raised for each current year to operate the city. So you can take that money and spend it anywhere. All of it, every penny, it's gone. It's gone. You just eliminated the fund. Your second part of your ordinance is that you can take up to $200,000 to match for grants. Well, okay. That may be fine, maybe a good idea. But one thing you've eliminated, you just eliminated the fund. There is no fund. There's no money to put back in. You don't have to put anything back into it. It's no longer there. You've eliminated it. Plain and simple, you've eliminated the fund. Mr. Lucius, you talked about the $500,000. The principal will always be there. Well, you've eliminated the principal. It's no longer in there. It's gone. You're going to use up the fund. Period. I don't know if it's legal. I don't think it is. The state statute says you can set up perpetual care funds and guarantee those who use the cemetery that it's going to be taken care of. And reserve funds usually are established to use only for that specific purpose. And that's why they're designed that way. They're not, you're just turning it into a use all, I take all type of fund. And I don't think anybody should be paying perpetual care fund if you pass this, because you don't have a perpetual care fund any longer. Thank you.